Comcast people. Okay, good evening. This is the Town of Rowley Finance Committee for the meeting of August 6, 2013, and it's 7:33. We're running a little bit late. First off, we have some introductions. Linda, our secretary, is finally able to leave, and we thank you for your service and appreciate all that you've done and wish you well in everything else that you're going to be doing.
Thank you.
And we have Maria Macris as Linda's replacement, and she's starting today. So we welcome you and wish you well. And since I mispronounced your name, you can mispronounce my name. Also, we're going to have a new member, our newer member. She's been here before, Sharon Emerson. She is coming on board, and
Emery.
Okay. Butcher number 2. Okay. Really starting off great here. But I also like to thank Jack Demento for his work that he's done over many years for the Finance Committee, and hope that everything works out well with him. So with that, I'll go on to the third thing, the liaison with the departments that we now have. And what I wanted to do is at least talk about whether we wanted the status quo, or in other words, if we all take the same departments and all, or whether you wanted to go on a rotation basis. There's pros and cons to both. I felt that, if we rotated, we'd at least get more knowledge about the different departments. However, there may not be a lot of time to, we'll say, unless we're all going to put in 10 or 15 years at the Finance Committee rotating around. If we stick with the same departments, we would at least get a better feeling for what's going on there with everybody, and having, we'll say, 2 or 3 years experience of how their budget works, it would be much easier to explain things and work with them in a familiar mode or so. But I wanted to get everybody's opinion as far as what you wanted to do. So, have any comments, questions?
Well, I'd like to stay with the fire department. I'm on the fire design committee as well as the liaison with the department, and I think we've only started this for 1 year, so I would think that it would help if there was some continuity. And I picked up the library, so I'd be happy to stay on both, but specifically the fire department.
Okay.
I'd like to stay on.
Anybody else?
Kind of agree with Janet, that I think for one thing, I have a very vested interest in the school, since my son goes to Triton School, and I know people that been working on the advisory board and stuff, and I do like the being on this with the school and the water department. I feel rather comfortable with this. It's not just a question about the departments, a question also about the time that's available too. Like this, some of the other departments, I think you meet earlier in the day, and I think
Right.
It's harder to, someone like myself who works full time, and I work in Boston, it's tough to get here, usually, by even 7 o'clock sometimes. So, that's, I think, as Janet mentioned, I think, we've only been, working with some of these departments a short time, and, and to get ourselves more acclimated. I feel that, there's at least a 1 year or 2 more years before you can think about switching,
Sure. Any other comments?
I think the comment of the continuity is very valid. It's good to, we did only just start this last year. As for me, since my term will be ending, I wouldn't want to start something new.
Right.
I do kind of think, where you're the chairman now, I had been the liaison for general government, and maybe that's something you might want to take on. I don't know. If not, I'll continue until I leave. But I envision my term to be done by December timeframe. So, but I'd continue with the schools. I've been going to those meetings for a long time.
Okay.
So, but it's up to you on the general government, whatever.
All right. Now, before we do that, do I have a motion that we keep the same commitments or liaisons that we have?
I,
Second?
I second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so we kind of keep with everybody. And as far as with the government, I guess I'll take all of that over, but I'll let you continue on with the school
Okay.
until you decide that you're no longer available.
Okay.
And then for those members that aren't here, we can see what they want to do as far as taking on additional stuff.
I can help you out. Because you're council of aging and highway, right?
Yes, in health department.
And health. So if you want to move one over to me, I'll be happy to
Okay.
talk about it.
The council normally meets like 9 o'clock in the morning on maybe a Thursday or so. I don't know if that is convenient. The Department of Health, Frank, you can probably meet with him anytime. Highway is again, you can probably meet with Ron most any time because he doesn't have a committee or so. But one other thing, I was just wondering if there are any other departments that we should be looking at as far as liaisoning with. I don't know if that's the right word or not, but I was looking at, just to get an idea of, we'll say, looking at the various budgets of departments and whether they would be something that you might want to look at. And let's just take a look at the town hall. Okay, has an expenses line of $16,000 or so, compared to like a council on aging of 9,000 or something like that. And I'm looking strictly at what are some of the areas that would be questionable. Wages, we don't have any say in that. That's just foregone conclusion that that's going to be what it's going to be. And the only other thing would be if there are some of the expenses or so that we can take a look at.
Mr. Chairman, so
Yes.
town hall would be under the general government municipal program area.
Right.
So if you're gonna be the liaison on that one, you'd be having that conversation with me
Okay.
anyway, as part of the number of budgets that come under the Board of Selectmen.
Okay.
Operations, wages. So the municipal program areas are really defined by the Department of Revenue that we follow in the
Mhm.
omnibus budget. That's why when Ms. Drahosel had brought that up last year, we kind of tried to do it like Health and Human Services, Public Safety, but some of the departments within some of the municipal program areas are so huge, like police is a big budget, and fire, that probably that needed to be segregated out a little bit more. So, that's why we were just trying to keep it under that general, so there's some relationship. So the general government, all the building for the town hall, the
Right.
annex, maintenance and operation is all under general government, for example.
Okay. So you're putting it back on me. Okay.
Well, I
No,
think that
that's-
just, if if you're gonna take that, it probably makes sense for
Yes.
you, for others to get involved in ones you did in the past.
Right. Okay, well, you know, if there's any one of those three that are, you know, that you might wanna take on, let me know.
Yeah, just off the top of my head, highway department's fine.
Okay, I'll let you go with the highway department then. And since there doesn't seem to be any other things that are outside that we haven't been looking at, I guess we'll keep everything the way it is and not look at anything new unless something else comes up. Next item is to, well, let's get this out of the way. This is a bill for the annual dues Town Finance Committee for membership in the Association of Town Finance Committees for $176. It's something that I guess we've done in the past and probably continue to be an associate of it. And then I guess that falls on to my being the member and attending the meetings and getting all their freebies, whatever books those are, or whatever. I think Debbie pointed out the CD that we got last year was as a result of that, so it is kind of worthwhile. I've gotten through at least half of the book by now. So if, can I have a motion to go with the Association of Town Finance Committees?
I'll make the
For-
motion.
Okay,
I'll second it.
all right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, let me just get that out of the way. Next item is the minutes.
Do we have to sign
Do we
that?
all have to sign it?
I don't think
It
so.
should be signed by a majority of the committee.
Okay, everybody sign it. I guess just continue down there. Okay, next on the agenda is the approval of minutes. We'll start with the minutes of April 9th, 2013. I think we've had the latest revisions. Any other revisions? I hate to ask that, but,
I don't have them.
okay.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes of April 9th.
I'll second.
All right, first and second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Yay, we got one down. Okay, and the last one is the minutes for July 9th. Are there any corrections or comments?
I would just like to make a change on page 2, the third paragraph. It says Karen Drahosel also had a question regarding cemetery. Peterson Sewell mentioned the recreation department, and Karen Drahosel stated that the board had just discussed the recreation department and that the board should flag it. I would just get rid of that whole section. And the next one below it, Karen Drahosel stated that the next meeting, everything should be processed. I don't know what that was in relation to, but I think it was nothing really critical, so. anything.
That
So
might
just
have been for
scratch
the
those two.
budgets. So those paragraphs 3 and 4 you want deleted?
Yes, please.
Okay. Anybody have any
I don't
objections
see
to that?
anything
Okay.
Well, since we're talking about discussions, the line before that on the other first page, said I had a question regarding the capital equipment. And then it says I already told the finance committee we have answers by next meeting. So I think that, well, I had questions about capital equipment regarding what department now we're talking about.
This is in regards to the highway department. And
So that, it should really say that there, right? It doesn't, I mean, just to be a more of a
Right.
complete thought, it should say regarding highway department.
Right, and specifically, that was on the 12,000 that the highway department had for capital expenditures. And to answer your question, since we're kind of on that, the 12,000 consisted of 3,500 for a mower bagger unit, a welder, pressure washer, hedge trimmer, and pole saw. The mower bagger unit was bought, but it was bought on another budget under the mower. So there will be a surplus there of about 3,500. The welder's been bought and is in place. The pressure washer,
How much are the dollars in those?
I don't know.
But it was like 12,000 was the total, like.
Was the total,
right?
right.
So that those all add up to the 12,000?
They would, yes, but the mower bagger unit for 3,500 is going to go
Is
on another
separate.
line item.
So does it seem reasonable, those other items add up to $12,000 to you
Right.
then? Okay.
You know, they had specifically itemized those in their request.
Okay.
So I can go back there and look up those costs if you need
No,
them.
no, I don't, just
Okay.
asking if he thinks it's reasonable. so.
Right.
Mhm.
Wasn't that a special article for the town meeting? So we had all the details on it
Yes.
when
Okay.
and we approved that amount of money at, before the town meeting. So was it to allow them to spend the money before July 1st?
Okay.
That's why it was part of the special. And I have seen them out and about mowing quite a bit in town, so I think it's it was supposed to be a cost-saving effort, and I think the town looks good.
Okay.
Okay, any other comments on the minutes? Okay, so.
I have it.
You can't leave yet. Okay. Do we want to talk about the pay voucher at this point,
Yeah,
or?
you could do that, and then also on these minutes, because this is Linda's last evening, you could approve them with those edits as specified at your meeting tonight, so we can approve them, and I have the ability to have Linda can work on my computer and make those changes tonight,
Okay,
if you wanna approve them with the changes. I know
Let's-
oftentimes the selectmen will do that.
yes, I was gonna say, let's go ahead and do
So
that.
it can be set and put in your.
Right,
That's okay.
so do we need to,
So
Make a
s-
motion.
Make a
makes
motion.
motion to approve it with the changes as specified by Mr. Hozel. Just to confirm, strike paragraphs 3 and 4 on page 2.
right,
And to add the
And
highway
that.
department reference.
And insert, Peterson Sewell had a question regarding and insert the word highway department before the words capital equipment.
yes. Okay, do I have a motion to approve the minutes as amended?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as amended.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous? Okay. Do you want to do anything with the payroll on that, or?
Well,
Do we-
if the board would like to just take a vote to sign, I have a payroll voucher that's ready tonight. It just requires the signature of the majority of the FinCom, so after the end of this evening, I can, I know the hours that are actually worked. I can have that ready and you can sign it after the meeting's over.
Okay, so we'll wait for that till the meeting's over. All right, is there any other subjects that anybody wants to bring up? We need to set the upcoming meeting dates, but is there anything else that you want to discuss or needs to be discussed? No?
So is everything closed out, just asking in general, is everything closed out now do we still have things that are open-ended for this past fiscal year?
Yeah, I'm not sure the accountant's been on vacation, so she and I have not had an opportunity to go over anything at this point.
Okay. So do we wanna, when they close it out the end of the year, did you wanna have a meeting scheduled for around that time frame to look at? How the budgets and expenditures match up, and if you
Sure.
have any issues or anything like that, see?
Okay. Let's see, Sue's on vacation, I think, this week, and then, do you want to try for the 27th?
Do we have to do it in 2 weeks, or can we do it just at our regular next month?
Well, that's, we'll say 3 that's in 3 weeks, and that would probably be our next meeting.
The beginning of September or the end of August?
That's the end of August.
Well, the thing is, she closes out on a monthly basis, so if you're looking to find what account balances are, she'll probably run that. I mean, we have target dates that we work with for us, if they're talking about certifying free cash that are in October. I mean, there's a lot of things that, in collaboration with other departments, so she's not gonna certify that these are actual until she goes through a whole exercise of.
So it's not gonna happen before sometime in September?
Well,
right?
she might have some running balances, but she's not gonna say, close the books yet, and I certainly don't wanna put her in that box when she's coming back from vacation. She's had a temporary person filling in this summer
Yeah.
for assistant town accountant, so that's kind of, the whole summer has kind of gone by
No, I'm
very
not rushing
quickly.
for anything, I'm just asking general questions.
Yeah,
I think
so-
we
Right.
should wait until everything is,
Yeah,
in
she
place.
would, if I can have a conversation with her and find out when she feels comfortable to have everything ready,
Mhm.
certainly for presentation and a discussion at a FinCom meeting.
Mhm.
Well, isn't it the free cash really what we want? I mean, that in combination with, and where that money came from. So until it's been certified, I'm not sure that we're really that we're spending our time or anyone's time wisely.
Yeah, well, there's a process involved in that, and it's certainly, the real number is from the Department of Revenue, and that's
Yeah.
not until they come out here physically and go over things, so we have target dates to get information internally and pull together in October.
Yeah, I'm just
And
wondering if it makes more sense to wait till free cash is certified and then we spend time looking at where it came from and.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't know
know
if anyone else
if
agrees,
this would help you or not, but this is what Sue gave me. This is in regards to something else or so, but this at least shows that there's like 348,000 some odd dollars in free cash. But exactly the breakdown of it, I don't think is in that document.
Hmm.
I think it just would be
But-
more helpful to
Yeah.
have.
Well, I don't, I'm not in a rush, I just wanna see how the process, takes place and what, if there's any questions that come up, so whenever, you're
Mhm.
comfortable, whenever everything is
Okay.
in place
Sure.
that's
Mm.
needed.
What I'll do is put it on the agenda for the next meeting, and if it's ready at that time, then we can discuss it. If not, we'll just keep it as an open item, and proceed from there.
That sounds good to me.
Okay, would we like to meet August the 27th? 7:15,
Well, is there,
Tuesday?
in the past, and I'm not saying that this is how we have to do it, but we really didn't meet on a regular basis, so if we wanna start, I think, until we get to a time when there's a lot of information to discuss, I'm not sure that we need to meet more than once a month. But I don't know what the rest of the board feels.
I agree.
I would agree, except I don't know exactly what's coming up, and where there's supposed to be another town meeting in the fall, that I would imagine there could be things to discuss.
If the selectmen are planning on having a fall town meeting, most likely the date would be set at the end of October or early November. I wanna guess it's early November. So nothing would get to
Mhm.
the FinCom until they've opened the warrant, we've reviewed the warrant, I've worked, if there's any legal issues with the town's attorney on that, and getting a draft warrant to you will probably be mid-October, early to mid-October timeframe
Okay,
for articles and a draft
Right.
warrant to look at.
What is the purpose of the fall meeting?
There are some zoning changes, that the selectmen, need to have done in the fall. There's also, one, collective bargaining unit agreement that has been settled. So, we will have a transfer out of the collective bargaining reserve to fund that contract. And we are very close with another union, to settling another contract, and so we would have that transfer done in the fall rather than wait till next May to give a retro to July 1st of this year. So that's really it. There's a lot of zoning, and so much so that the selectmen don't wanna overburden the Springtown meeting with a lot of zoning articles, at that time too, and make it a really long town meeting.
Yeah.
Zoning does take a long time.
well, why don't we just schedule, we'll say, a meeting for August and maybe one in September. We can always cancel the meeting in August. If there's nothing that's really coming up, then we'll just cancel the meeting in August.
But, well, this is the August meeting.
Well, but this is the 27th.
Well, it's up to the group. It's just, I'm,
You'd rather wait 1 week and then have our normally scheduled.
Why can't we
Meeting.
just wait till September, Larry? Why is, we have to meet another?
No, we don't have to. I don't know what's on the horizon, so I'm trying
Well,
to make sure that
If-
we're
if-
available.
Why don't we just, usually if things come up, then that's when is an email that's sent to people and, and then they see about, just to schedule one in August when we don't really even
Okay.
know what's, because we know, Debbie is saying that there's really nothing to,
Let's do the
To be-
September 3rd.
You want to try September 3rd? Is that?
I'm not gonna be here, but I'm taking a vacation day that day, but you have a
You
quorum
wanna
without
try-
me.
You want to try
That
the
might be
10th?
the first day of school for a lot of
Okay.
parents, and you have a lot of parents, so.
Okay, how about September 10th?
Should we try to meet the second
Tuesday.
Tuesday or
Tuesday.
second Wednesday of every month rather than, so that everyone plans accordingly, and then as we need to add more meetings?
We can try
Yeah,
that,
that's what we
sure.
had been doing,
Right.
something like that, but then we got a little bit off.
I mean, we could do the first week of every month or the second, it doesn't matter, but I think it just would be easier
Mhm.
planning wise if we set a standard monthly meeting.
Okay. You want the,
We're doing Wednesday, we did Tuesdays years ago, then it went to Wednesdays, and I don't know what's better for everyone now.
what is better for,
well, September, I might still have the baseball thing that I have, so.
On Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah. So Tuesday is better for me.
okay,
Tuesdays are better I don't really care, but Tuesdays are better.
all right.
Tuesdays are good for me, just not the
Fine
first.
by me.
All right, let's keep it at Tuesday. How about the second week in Tuesday? Second week in Tuesday. Second week in the month.
Yep.
So September 10th will be the next meeting.
Okay.
7:15.
Yep.
That fine with everybody?
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So 7:15 in September, and then October, November will be accordingly. All right, any other business?
Don't think so.
Yep. Have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.